Women cannot defend any of the things that they stand for without the okay of men. So men, we need to stop okaying the foolishness and start living in our role that we were placed here to have, and that's leadership. We need to start leading women and stop allowing women to lead themselves and other women, because they are leading us to destruction and debauchery and deception and all of these things. And they keep saying all these things as if they are strong enough to be able to defend that, when we know full well they cannot. What is going on, everyone's? We are here and we are back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. And I am yours truly, Brandon D.
And I am Camille A. Stocker.
And today we're gonna talk about a topic that is a lot of stuff going on in the world, and we want to give a little bit of reference as to why these things are happening between men and women. So with that being said, the topic for today is going to be
the power struggle between men and women.
We're going to start out with a verse, and that'll give a little bit of reference as to how we came about this conversation, the conversations that we're having amongst ourselves on a regular basis. And so what's that verse, baby?
All right, so it's Genesis 3:16 through 17, and it says, "To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. In pain you will bring forth children, yet your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." 17, "Then to Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten from the tree about which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat from it, cursed is the ground because of you. In toil you will eat of it all the days of your life."
So, men, we're going to start out with the men, because without men allowing a lot of the foolishness that women are doing, and just like Adam, when she ate from the fruit from the tree, he didn't say anything. He just went along with it like everything was all cool. So he was pretty much a yes man, a simp, as some would call it. And I think that's what's going on in the world today. Men are allowing a lot of different things from women. And since the beginning of time, there's never been women leading anything. But in 2024, we have a bunch of women leading, and I think it's men's fault, because we're not stepping up, letting our balls be our balls. We don't have no more balls. They've turned into ovaries, and we're just allowing anything from women. And for me, I know they say money is the root to all evil, or the love of money is the root to all evil. But I think it's the love of women is the root to all evil, because we're allowing all these things. And I think it's because a lot of men don't really have access to women. So I believe that men are out here trying to please women, to do anything they can to try to get a little piece of women. And that includes yes men, just saying yes to all of these things. And I feel like that is one of the biggest problems that we're having today. Now, on the other side of that, you also have women who know that they're out of order. They're not living in the natural order of things. Like, according to the word, it says they're supposed to be led, not the leader. And when you have women leading, there's a lot of destruction that follows. Just like when she took it upon herself to be the leader and ate the apple, and Adam took it upon himself to be a follower and also ate the fruit.
But she was kind of being a follower as well, because somebody talked her into it. I mean, the serpent said, hey, what'd he say? Go ahead. But
Adam was supposed to be there as the leader and tell her, no, we ain't supposed to be doing this.
Absolutely. That's the whole, I mean, cut the show. That's it. The man is is the lead and should be should speak up. And I, like you were saying, that is what's happening a lot in the world today. We see it. We see, one of our conversations is always about children. And, but the children have to follow the parents. But if the parents are out of order, because there are times, like the curse, what I just read, y'all, it's a curse. This is a curse that God put on man and woman. So the curse, if you weren't clear on what I read, evil is child. That's why there's child pain. Like when you're giving birth, that's why there is pain. That is a curse.
Even your monthly cycle.
It hurts. Yeah. Yes, that is one of the curses. But the next curse after that, which I think people, don't look at, is it says, when yet your desire will be for your husband, right? And he will rule over you. A lot of women have a issue with that. I had an issue with it because it's like, you can't rule over me. I'm me. You're not like, but that rule, you have to, that word rule over. And you have to understand that this is when you have to really like think and use your noggin, critical think. This is being translated from Hebrew, right? This is old. Some of the words on how it was translated is not. And
then they don't go as far as to make it softer for people.
Oh, absolutely not.
They don't use words that are more acceptable.
God is not soft.
Yeah. So when he says rule, you have to use kind of your context clues to understand what he's saying. And when he says rule, he means women should be submissive to the man.
Well, don't say that word either.
Oh Lord, I'm not submitting to nothing. But that's why we have the problem that we're having.
That's why
there's no submission.
There's no submission, and there's this rebellion. So that's what that curse is. Women, he said, he will rule over you. So because we see men ruling over us, but it's not ruling, it's the lead, being being the head, being in front of us for us to follow. That is an issue. And we see it like all across the board. It starts with Eve, but then, you see it like just in the world.
Every day. You
see it where women are so disrespectful to men. And I get both sides. Like I understand, but for me to read the Bible, it's like I have to do what God is telling me to do. Now, what is that other side that I see? Because you started off saying that, men have to step up. Men are allowing this.
Absolutely.
Men are allowing the way the country is being ran, the way children are being raised. Men are allowing this. So who takes the blame? Men. Like it has to be. And so when I say I see both sides of it, why is the woman doing what she's doing? Because she feels like she has to, because men are not stepping up.
Yeah.
She feels like I have to do this because he's not doing this. And this the running joke on the internet. You ask your husband to do something, he doesn't do it to what he feels like it. So you, as a woman, go do it yourself, and then he's sitting there looking at you dumb. But I asked you to do it. Like, that's that power struggle of. And so when you're in a relationship, it says somewhere down there, when you're in a relationship, it's supposed to be this, okay, you're the leadership. Although man is the leadership, the head of the household, I have a say in what is happening. And the same way that you want me to hear you or your problems or something, hear me and what it is, and then fulfill that need of what it is that I need. And a lot of men are not doing that for women.
Yeah, but there's also the other side of that where men don't want to deal with hard-headed women.
So then that means you're out of order.
Exactly.
So no, I'm not talking about the woman. Then that means the man. Then that goes back to the weakness of a man, of allowing a woman to just do whatever it is she wants to do without saying, "Oh, I'm just tired of you. You talk too much." Well, how are you going to reel her in?
How can you lead someone who doesn't want to be led? How can you lead someone who doesn't even subscribe to the whole submission?
Then that's prayer, and that. And then we're talking. Okay, let's then you have to look at, people aren't reading the Bible. We get to the basis of that. There is not God in everybody's household. People are not trying to hear leading, submission, ruling, none of that. They don't even want to hear God. Yeah. So that's the first thing. We don't want whole families. We want to be. That's what we were talking about last
episode, how it's a lot of people who don't have any reference to this. So the way that they're living, they just think that they can live however they want to live.
And it's the way that they're living, the way they have been raised, because, mama might have been traumatized. Men aren't no good. Men aren't this, whatever. But you lay down with the man and have babies and then be done with him. And I feel with that, I'm not saying you take the responsibility off of women. That's not what I'm saying, because there is a lot of responsibility in a woman in her sexual actions. But as men, this is just me speaking as a woman, is what I would like to see from men. Stop having sex with these women because you feel like because there's been shows where you've said stop having sex, right? To the woman, stop having sex. Well, men, stop and look for a woman who, that goes once again, these men aren't reading the Bible. So if nobody's reading the Bible, you get stuck in these stupid situations where it's just like, there is no expectations. Right. There is no win. There is no win. Like I'm trying to give there is a win. I know what the win is, but I'm telling you what the win is, but you're not going to hear me.
Like we were saying before, there's no reference to righteousness. There's no reference to holiness or anything like that. So,
and nobody's holding anybody responsible,
because at the end of the day, when you start holding people accountable or holding people responsible, you're seen as the doggone the devil. People will try to crucify you because you're telling them, this is how things should be done, and they, like we said, they have no reference to that. So in their mind, they're hating, or you're hating.
Well, I'm a hater.
I guess I'm a hater too.
Well, I'm a hater because that's what I'm seeing it. I'm seeing young children, not be married or it just came to my head. You see women submit to men who are not their husbands. You see men and women playing house and then have children. I love her, but
there's no commitment.
There is seriously no commitment.
Yeah.
There is no commitment.
So at the end of the day,
we can do whatever the heck we want to do.
In this worldly mindset,
I don't owe you nothing.
I don't owe you anything. I can do what I want to do. If I decide to move around, it's easy for me because there's no real connection to you. It's only the child. So I have no real responsibility to you. But if you're in a marriage, then there's a certain amount of thing. It's not as easy to move on because you're.
It should not be easy to move on. But we see a lot of marriages too, where people just go on to the next. I didn't love you anymore. I fell out of love.
We separated.
And then I went and found me somebody who I was in love with. Yeah. Okay, shut up. But so that's
we got to stop thinking relationship is all about love.
Like, oh my gosh, it is work, for me, I just speak from experience because it is work. For me,
it's a full-time job.
It is a full-time job, but there has been a power struggle. There has been lots of times where my husband has backed away and just let me lead. And that is the worst freaking feeling because it's like, I don't want to be in this role, right? I don't want to do these things, man. Come on. And I get it where you get tired, but what in a marriage you have to work it out, right? You got quiet on me. Okay.
I'm listening.
I'm just like you have to work it out, and because in the little notes it says, a man and woman, because of the curse, the sin, that happened. So it was a sin. The man and the woman will face struggles in their own relationship. Sin has turned the harmonious system of God-ordained roles into distasteful struggles of self-will.
Everything is self. I don't have to listen to the Bible. I don't have to listen to nothing that's above me because this is how I feel. Mm-hmm. I need to do as I feel, whatever I want to do, when I want to do it. And not having, like we say, the reference. The worldly mind is okay. Mm-hmm. So, men, we have to do better, and women have to do better. It's not men are the worst or women are the worst. We both terrible. Collectively, we both have to come and realize our natural order of how we're supposed to be acting, how we're supposed to be leading, and how we're supposed to be following, and
how to love one another, like how to truly love one another. Because when you love, like the way the Bible tells you're supposed to love, if you submit, which is it First Timothy? It's First Timothy. It's 1 Timothy 2:8, and it talks about I think it's 1 Timothy 8. It's 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy 2. That's what it is. But it talks about what we're saying, like that dynamic of it. It's just not women, but there are rules for men as well. Even if you take the Bible out of it, there is still this intuition, and I say intuition because there is still this intuition of, there has to be, I'm wrong, because even when I wasn't reading the Bible like that, I still knew I was wrong.
You're wrong. Yeah, you're out of order.
Right.
Out of place.
Like you feel convicted, you feel the guilt. I'll say convicted. You feel the guilt, like, man, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh man, y'all talk about male ego. Maybe stroke the ego. Don't stroke. I hurt the ego. Stuff like that. Would that get them the ego? Got a big ego.
And we heard that stupid song the other day.
That's why I started singing it, because I never would have remembered it if I hadn't before.
Trash.
Okay.
But also in 2 Timothy, it talks about how the women have no authority over men.
Right.
So you have a lot of women these days, and just taking the Bible out of it once again, when you have women who are praising their accolades, praising all of the things that they've done in the world, and once they get that mind of I can do everything you can do, and I can do it better. That's when you start flowing into the out of order again, because women will use that as a weapon against men, saying I'm better than you.
I don't think it's better. Here's the word you might want to replace that with: power. Yeah. I have more power than you do. Yeah. I'm more powerful than you. I go to school. I got my degrees.
Accolades. I got degrees.
I got this education. Yeah. I'm smarter than you, and I'm more powerful than you. I can go into this business and I can make more money than you. Yeah. I don't need you. And I can't think of the guy's name but it's Valuetainment. I can't think of what his name is.
Peter.
Is it Peter?
Yeah.
And he was watched the short, and he was
Patrick.
That's you gave that man Peter. I was like, Peter, Patrick.
Yeah, it's Patrick.
And he was talking to, I don't remember who he was talking to, but it was a short, and he was saying how this woman was telling him she's like had all these companies and she ran everything, and then she was 60 years old, and she said, I have everything, and I want to relinquish this power, and I want to find a husband.
Yeah.
So she spent all her life in this powerful position, building up this business. But the one thing that she didn't have was a husband or children.
You was not fulfilled with all of those material possessions and accolades and all of that stuff. That at the end of the day, men don't care about none of that. Men will take a broke woman and make something out of it. And women, if they see a broke dude or somebody who's not on their level per se, they won't even fool with them. But when they get 30 and 40 or even 60, like doggone Vivica Fox, now you looking for a man. You done did all these things, been living in this unfulfilled life, but putting it off like
that was gonna make
you.
Because she was beautiful, right? Vivica Fox.
She was
just beautiful
before she turned into a feline.
She just started messing with herself to fulfill whatever it was that was missing.
I seen a video and the caption was, "Why doesn't this woman have a man?" And throughout the video, she was like, "I got all these degrees. I went to law school. I went to this. I did this. I have all these. I got a 800 credit score. I'm about to close on my first house. And why can't I find a man?" Because you put all that time into all of these material things, and you never said once. And she also said, "I have masculine traits," and she's wondering why she don't have a man. I mean, she's on a power stroke.
Yeah.
So men don't want someone like that. If a woman, one turn off, and not for me, but for men, I'm gonna speak generally. One turn off is when a woman leads with all of her degrees. Like,
wait, you don't want me to lead with my degree? I'm gonna start leading with my degree. No, okay, my bad. You said not for you. It's fine.
I'm speaking generally though.
Okay.
I'm a part of the generalization.
But I'm gonna start leading.
No.
Brandon, you know I got
a PhD and shut up.
Okay, continue.
Straight up.
Continue your
That's
point.
what y'all need to have these doggone degrees in. Submission, feminism, and shut up. That's what y'all need to have degrees in.
You telling me to be quiet.
No, I'm saying shut up.
You telling me it doesn't say that in the Bible.
It says you need to be quiet. You need to listen and don't talk so much.
Quietness.
Yes, shut up.
It's quietness.
Sometimes you have to say shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up, because then I'm gonna be masculine.
I'm saying right now that we need a degree. You need to have a degree and shut up. Straight up. And most women need those same degrees. They need that. They talk too much. You trying to overtalk me, you trying to power stroke me and all of this stuff, and you wonder why you can't keep a man, don't have a man, ain't never had a man, and now you want these children. Like we were talking about today, what's that woman named? Ebony K. Williams. She talking about she don't want no bus driver. She don't want no blue collar man, but she go get doggone artificially, whatever you call it. Did she do IVF? Yeah. She got somebody's sperm up in her. But you don't want no man.
But and that goes a child.
You want a child. And yet we say we don't need men. Who gonna put that up in you without sperm, without the man, without the sperm? How are you gonna do that? This whole notion of we don't need men are worthless. That is blowing my mind, because at the end of the day, all of the things that women talk about, women spew on a daily basis, if men weren't there to doggone affirm you in those things, you have not the power to protect that. There's nothing that you can do to what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. Can't help you.
Can't help me
because I don't know the word you're looking for.
Yeah, you don't have the power to what's the word? I can't think of the word. But y'all say all these things, and the only reason why y'all can say these things and do these things is because men gave you the okay to do it. You don't rule the world, and if you do
who run the world? Dang. Okay, I'm just on that.
Take
it out.
Yeah. But you don't have the power to protect the things that you say. So y'all need to fall in line with men. All this, I'd rather have a bear than a man, because men are predators. But I'm gonna tell you this. Not all men are predators, but all bears are.
They gonna maul you.
When that bear maul your behind, what you gonna do then? Now you out there in the woods and you have nobody to protect you, nobody that's gonna do anything for you, because other women ain't gonna do nothing for you. Yeah, it could be about 10 women out there, and I guarantee they start running and screaming when they see you getting mauled. But if it was a man out there, somebody who you valued, someone that you showed value for, I guarantee you he'd put his life on the line for you.
But that's not being taught, right? That's not being taught to value, for a woman to value a man. In some ways, it's not being taught for a man to value a woman fully, or, like you were saying about majority of men, or I'm not going to say majority, some men are just looking for a woman. So they'll yes you all day long, and that's all it is. So that they're not being taught the value of how you treat a woman, what you should get from a woman. And so they're probably matching up with a woman who doesn't know how to value a man, doesn't know the things that we're talking about. And so you have then you create this relationship. I don't even call it a relationship. You create this thing where you're situationship, where you create this unequally yoked situation, and it does not consist of values or morals, and you just doing the thing. It's abusive, right? It's power because she thinks or whatever, and then you have a child and you bring that into it, and then it's chaotic, it's toxic, and then that cycle continues because that's what you raise your children in. And that's what, if your daughter sees that, if your son sees that, and if mama's saying, well, your daddy ain't nothing, well, guess what your son could grow up and be? Nothing. Like, so that's a thing. You might not agree, but it's a thing. You are your daddy's child. And stop saying that, ladies. Women, stop that. Because children, I'm going to go on a little rant real quick, but children are their own individual. I cannot stand, you look like your dad. Okay, but my child is this individual. You had sex with him. My child is an individual. Let that child be who they are. Like, I am me. You can say, people be like, you look like your mama. Thank you. But don't be like you whatever. Well, of course I am her daughter, right? So of course I'm gonna pick up some things. But at the end of the day, I am Camille. I am my own person. And I feel like everybody should be looked at like that. Don't be putting that, you act just like your daddy. You act like just like your mama. No. Yep. I might have some attributes some traits that I've taken, of course, because duh, where else I'm gonna pick it up from? They're my genes. Right. But let me be who I am. And that irks my soul. You just like your daddy. Your daddy ain't nothing. You ain't gonna be nothing just like your daddy. Like, how is that empowering? How is that? Your daddy left us. No, Mickey Ficky. He left you. He still want to be around me. This is like these terms, this other stuff. It has to stop. What is the solution? Oh, what you got? I was going to say, what's the solution? Like, do you have a solution? You know my solution. I'm going to hit you with it every time. That's all. That's my... Read the Bible. And the word I was thinking about is defend. Defend. Women cannot defend any of the things that they stand for without the okay of men. So men, we need to stop okaying the foolishness and start living in our the righteous role that we were placed here to have, and that's leadership. We need to start leading women and stop allowing women to lead themselves and other women, because they are leading us to destruction and debauchery and deception and all of these things. And they keep saying all these things as if they are strong enough to be able to defend that, when we know full well they cannot. So men, let's step it up. I know these women tell you they don't need men, but if they got into some serious trouble, they would be hollering for a man, just like the brick lady. Y'all men didn't help me, but you was just saying I don't need men. So let's stop listening to all of the crap that these women are spewing,
because we know full well that they need us. We need them. We're supposed to be living together in harmony. So all of this, there shouldn't be no power struggle, because there's clearly a role that we both play. We need to fall into that role. And until we do that, we're going to fall further and further into whatever we got going on in 2024.
Not if
Y'all
we
see
all
what's going
read our
on.
Bibles, we will not fall short.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think we got our point across.
Read your Bible.
Read your Bible.
I ain't lying on God.
Live in your
Bible.
natural order so things can go a little bit smoother. Because until we do, they're gonna be rough.
It's gonna be rough, and I think that's
Rocky roads.
that people talk about generational curses. That's a freaking curse.
Straight up.
That's a real life curse. It ain't.
Yes, it is.
It is generational, because if you don't stop it now, it's gonna continue.
And it ain't
on.
just your family. It's the generation of everything.
It's from Adam and
we
Eve.
gonna go ahead and get up out of here. So y'all catch us next week, and like always, it's love, peace, and soul.
Bye.
Like Soul Train, baby. Chill.